This rivalry will for sure come back up in the Pokemon League, and for that, I can't wait. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, episode 97 of the Sun and Moon anime just dropped, and finally, Hao is here. So let's begin. Dartrix the Master, Rowlet the Sleeper. The episode begins with Hao running through the forest with his Dartrix. Right off the bat, he seems to be a very high energy trainer like Ash. His Dartrix is flying around, shooting razor leaves at some trees. Hao compliments his Dartrix, telling him he's doing great. However, just then, his Dartrix spots Ash, Pikachu, and Rotom behind a bush and shoots razor leaves at them, almost hitting them. Hao walks up to them, asking what are they doing, and Ash uncomfortably says hello. But before he can say anything else, Hao notices his Z-Ring and gets excited, and he asks Ash if he's ever beaten his grandfather, and Ash looks confused. Hao tells Ash that he's a grandson of Hala. Originally, he wasn't allowed to do an island challenge by Hala, so he went to go live with his dad. Now, he's come back to take the island pilgrimage, and the first person he wants to battle is Hala, which is why he was training in the forest. He then asks Ash if that's what they were doing. Ash responds that they were just exploring the forest when he saw their Dartrix. It was so cool that he just had to stop and stare at them. He then asks to confirm that Dartrix is the evolution of Rowlet, right? Rotom tells him that is the case, so he pulls out Rowlet, who's sleeping in his bag. Rotom tells Hao that Rowlet is a pretty heavy sleeper. Dartrix comes up to Rowlet while it's sleeping and notices one of its feather, I'm not sure, but one of its hair sticks out. Dartrix tries to fix it, but then other parts of its hair start sticking out, and it furiously tries to fix it. Remember, Dartrix is the fashion Pokemon, and it happens so much that eventually the Dartrix just gives up. Hao asks Ash if he used his Rowlet during the battle with Hala, and Ash responds that he did, and he beat Hala's Crabrawler with it. Hao's pretty impressed, and he says that before he couldn't beat that Crabrawler. So I'm assuming this is another time because he just said previously that he hasn't got to face Hala yet. So unless he had training battles with Hala, I don't know how this would be possible. Ash then says that they should battle, and Hao agrees. Ash wakes up Rowlet, and once it gets up, it faces off against the Dartrix. Now the battle is on. Hao begins with a Leaf Blade, and Ash is ready to counterattack when Rowlet falls asleep in the middle of the air, causing that Dartrix to crash to the floor. Again, Ash has to wake Rowlet up for it to battle. Hao comments that Ash's Rowlet is a pretty funny Pokemon. Now that Rowlet's up though, Ash hasn't used Razor Leaf. Hao counters with his own Razor Leaf, and because of the level difference and because Rowlet is unevolved, it overpowers Rowlet's Razor Leaf and almost hits him. Not only that, but the Dartrix is faster. So, Hao then uses Leaf Blade, and Ash decides he's going to counter by using a Z move. Why? Who knows? But as he's about to put the Gracium Z on, he drops the Z Crystal like an idiot, causing Rowlet to get hit by the Leaf Blade and the battle to be over. Now that it's been defeated though, it's getting serious and wants to fight. Hao says he would, but he has to go meet his dad. But they do promise to meet each other the next day and fight again. Who's that Pokemon? It's Dartrix! We cut to the house, and Ash is telling Burnett and Kukui about his adventure today. He tells him that he lost to Hao and how he made the promise. Also, can I say that I love this? This really feels like Ash's family for the first time in the anime. Burnett and Kukui feel like Ash's parents because their interactions, and they just feel like a tight-knit group. But anyways, he talks about the fact that he lost, but he plans on going back tomorrow and facing him. This explains why Rowlet is training so hard on the substitute doll held by Pikachu. Burnett tells him that maybe he should learn a new move for the next battle. That's what the Royal Mask would do. But before she gets a chance to tell Ash about the Royal Mask story, Kukui interrupts her, saying that we should forget about the Royal Mask for now and focus more on Rowlet. But he does say that Royal Mask says that you should go back to your roots. Find a place where they have history, And Ash knows exactly where to go with Rowlet. The next day, we cut back to the forest. This time, Ash is heading towards the Toucanon nest where he originally found Rowlet. Rotom asks what his plan is, and Ash says that he doesn't really have any. He's just going there to see if they learn something or get some sort of inspiration or hint. Rowlet spots a Trumbeak, who was there when Rowlet was part of the nest, and the Trumbeak seems excited to see Rowlet, and both of them head off to the nest with Ash following behind. Rowlet lands in front of the leader Toucanon, and it seems to be venting. It's wildly flailing its arms around and trying to talk to it. Ash is also there, and he's about to thank the Toucanon for helping it when it flies away and eats some rock. Ash is baffled by this, and Rotom explains that some bird Pokemon can't digest food whole, so they swallow rocks to help them out. This is an actual thing, by the way, in real life. This happens. Rotom tells Ash to not eat the rock, and he's like, of course I'm not going to eat the rock. But then Ash has to stop Pikachu from eating the stone, which is pretty adorable. But it seems once they use the rock to digest it, they're able to use those same rocks and use them for their bullet seed. Apparently, different Pokemon use different things as ammunition. It looks like Picapex and the other are trying to teach Rowlet how to use bullet seed, but as Rotom explains, it can't, even if Ash thinks that it can overcome it through fighting the spirit. So Rowlet tries to do it, but it can't. Ash, however, does continue to encourage him, telling him that he'll show him how to do it. He then eats some nuts and uses some bullet seed like an actual Pokemon on some paper targets, and his Pokemon are surprised. If you're surprised by that too, don't. I can understand why Rowlet and Rotom were, but why is Pikachu surprised? Because he was there when Ash was teaching his Trico this exact same thing. So I love this callback here. Ash knows how to do bullet seed, and it makes sense since we've seen him do it before. He tells him that you need to focus your power on your belly and focus on your target. First, Pikachu is able to hit the target with his Thunderbolt. Then, when it's Rowlet's turn, it goes and tries to find a suitable rock to do so. Meanwhile, Ash uses his time to thank the toucan for all its help. Rowlet walks up to a stone and swallows it, and guess what? It's an Everstone. Rotom explains to Ash what an Everstone is, which he should know what it is because he helped the Piplup decide if he wanted to evolve or not. But anyways, he wants Rowlet to spit it out, and tries so by prying his mouth open, but Rotom tells him that he should have him spit it out by using Bullet Seed. By the way, this is the writers telling us Rowlet is not going to evolve, so stop expecting it. So, Ash, Pikachu, and Rowlet all line up to use Bullet Seeds in their own way, and when Rowlet uses it, the rock does come out of his mouth. Ash is kind of relieved, and he has the stone in his hands when the Rowlet flies by and takes it back. Then, Rowlet uses Bullet Seed with the Everstone over and over again, and it's actually kind of impressive. He's able to get some good power and distance on it, and Ash says that he's excited, and Rotom says that what Rowlet is doing is closer to Seed Bomb than Bullet Seed. Finally, when Rowlet does it again, the Everstone has green energy surrounding it, showing that now it's a modified version of Seed Bomb. I think Rotom sums up the viewer's reaction on how quickly Rowlet managed to learn Seed Bomb. It's kind of incredible if you think about it. Ash goes back to the battle spot where How's waiting. How apologizes for leaving early the previous day, and Ash says that he's excited because now they have a new move. They're ready to battle. So, Dartrix fixes his hair, and Rowlet messes up its hair. Ready to battle as well. I actually love that. Rowlet being the polar opposite of Dartrix in every way. I think that's pretty cool. The battle starts and Ash uses Seed Bomb and hits Dartrix. How's surprised because this isn't how Seed Bomb usually works, but Ash tells him that it's their own original version of Seed Bomb. He then uses Peck on the Dartrix. Dartrix then counters with a Razor Leaf that hits Rowlet, and then it attacks with Leaf Blade, sending Rowlet flying towards a tree, followed by another Razor Leaf to keep the Rowlet trapped. It's about to use Leaf Blade to end it when this time Ash is ready with a Z-Ring and counters with Bloom Doom, feigning Dartrix and winning the match. Hal then comments he's never felt like this before, and this is what frustration must feel like, and he says that he will be ready to battle Ash once again once he gets his Z-Ring from Hala. The Rowlet sees the dropped Everstone and it goes back to swallow it, and that's the end of the episode. The Eevee Where Are You Going segments also continue. Eevee wakes up on a cave, and it eats some berries, and is walking down the beach when it spots a Pyukumuku. It starts messing around with it until the Pyukumuku gets upset and sends it flying with its
innards out
ability. But it's caught by one of Poplio's balloons. It sees Pikachu and Poplio and all the rest of the Pokemon of our gang. It walks up to them and is so excited he hits all of them except for Turtonator because Turtonator's so big that it can't be budged, and it lands in Serena's arm. I guess not seeing many other Pokemon for a while can make you like that. But it seems like our gang's Pokemon are curious and the Eevee seems happy. The after credit scene is where Ash and all of his other Pokemon are eating some dinner. As Rowlet's eating, it drops its Everstone and Kukui notices it. Ash says that it likes it, so he's letting him have it. So, this episode. I really love this episode. We got some good development for Ash's Rowlet, and we got to see Hau and his Dartrix. I also like that in the second fight, even with a new move, Ash wasn't really able to beat Hau until he pulled out his Z move. It showed that Hau is still a very formidable rival. They'll probably also meet in the league, so it'll be exciting to see both of their progress. Also, there were some nice continuity things with Ash going back to the Rowlet's old home and teaching it Bullet Seed. That was a nice touch. Overall, I really like this episode. The next episode seems to be one where Ash and Rotom get in a serious fight, and Rotom is getting to work with the detective from his favorite show. The title is The Duo Splits Up? Ash and Rotom? So, they might be setting up the fact that Ash is probably not going to have a Rotom Dex in the next region, so they're probably finding a way to write him out for later. But anyways, that's it for my Sun and Moon episode review. Thank you so much for watching. Join me next time for episode 98 of the Sun and Moon review. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at TheRealPDGaming, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.